Hello and welcome in everyone to this episode of Royal Street Hunted by Hunted Killer. My name is Strange Tangent, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing wife, Mrs. Strange, aka Red Panda. So I hope that everybody's ready. If you have not seen episode one or episode two of Royal Street, uh, be prepared for any spoilers or anything like that. There will be a link up in that corner up there somewhere that direction. There you go. That will take you to the playlist specifically for Royal Street, so you can get caught up on episodes one and two without any kind of spoilers. If you're joining us live here on Twitch, we greatly appreciate you for being here. And, it's a great help when you all come in and help us try to solve this stuff live. In order to do that, all you got to do is join in on the Discord, and then you can see the evidence for firsthand, pull the evidence up on your computer, and then be able to look through it and work on it. So that brings us to a little bit about let's get caught up. We're on, like I said, episode 3 of Royal Street. So let's see. So spoiler warnings. If you haven't seen episode 1 and episode 2, go watch that, and then you can come back and join in on us with episode 3. So let's see if we remember what all. It's been a little while. It's been over a month now since the last Royal Street video because there was a delay in getting the box. But where were we at with Celestine, with the Celestine case?
So last episode we were working on specifically getting into her Vmail drive, and we were able to do
Okay.
that by looking at some of her artwork. Not going to say much more than that, just in case someone does want to go back and kind of solve it themselves.
Okay.
That kind of pointed us towards her Vmail drive. Once we got into there, lots of juicy stuff, some texts, some emails with an officer, an untitled document that at first made absolutely no sense at all, but once we cracked, helped us
Right.
find a specific store that Celestine liked to visit. And
Okay.
that's kind of think what we're picking up this time around.
Okay. Let's see. Let me check the little recap area here and see if there might be anything that we maybe missed. But I believe, let's see. Um, so yeah, so absolutely. So thanks to the discovery of some stuff in the one of the art pieces, exactly, we were able to log in. Um, and absolutely, yeah, we were able to find some more stuff, ongoing conflicts between everyone. So between Cyril, Inez, Nona, Mason, Dylan, and Jay, as well as Cell's premonitions about her own death as well. So
That's the one I don't remember much about is the premonitions.
it was I think wasn't the premonitions part have to do with the fact that she got a phone call about that there was a gator found under her room.
Yeah, so there was that. The mom,
Yeah.
I think, texted her or sister or something like that. And I guess according to the legends that we looked up last time, it means that someone in the family will die soon, and it was found underneath her room, so they were worried about her,
Yep.
and it had her freaked. But that was back in November, and she died in February. So like she must have been having a really anxious few months, like something was coming for her or something. I don't remember
Yeah.
her actually having any premonitions or anything like that. I just remember her having that feeling that, oh, the gator's coming for me kind of a thing, like death is coming for me.
Right.
But yeah, she definitely was really anxious towards the end. You can tell by her text messages and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. I can't remember much as far as like a specific premonition. And like you
Hmm.
said, I think she just kept having feelings.
I think she just felt like nervous, anxious, unsettled, like just this
Right.
eerie feeling. She kept texting, especially the person who owned the store she liked to visit. She kept texting them saying she needed help and needed her spiritual protector, and just you could tell that she felt really lost and alone and just struggling, just very,
Right.
very anxious about something. So, which understandably, because let me just say, a lot of people had beef with her, like a lot. Like
Yeah.
all of them had been calling her out and mad at her for all kinds of decisions she had made. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
No, I agree. So we were able to also find out the last known location on the night of the murder, which was the French Quarter Conjure Shop run by a person named Z. So that's kind of a brief catch up on where we're at with that episode. So with that, let's dive into episode 3. We're going to head on over to the evidence room and take a look at what kind of
Dun,
evidence
dun,
we have.
dun. Oh, good. I pulled it out right this time. Last time I pulled it upside down and all kinds of mess.
So
Ooh, some lumpy stuff this time. All right.
Right.
Okay. All right, so we got an intro letter, which would make total sense.
Okay. So
So
yep.
we got
So
an intro letter.
letter from Sylvia.
We have
Right.
something with a lot of writing and very small
Okay.
writing. Oh my, I'm getting older.
Coroner assistant notes.
Is that what this is?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that definitely is. Okay. Oh, that's not what I was expecting that to be. I was expecting like a little secret note from herself to someone else.
Yeah.
Coroner's notes. Okay. Oh, blood results.
Chemical analysis.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna try not to read that. It was very tempting.
Saint expedite card.
Okay. So this is the same saint where she hid her key at.
Oh,
For
okay,
that
okay,
studio.
okay.
That's the same thing. Apparently, I don't quite understand all of it. But they believe like all of the like gods or loas are stored in like other like famous saints and stuff like that too. So like the Mr. Samdi guy from that story in that Tales book, he is Saint Expedite. Like they're the one and same or something of that nature. I don't understand the exact language.
That makes sense.
An inventory order slip with pharmacy and wow.
Yep. So pharmacy inventory.
That is pretty handwriting though.
Right.
That's tiny though. All right.
Cemetery guide.
Ooh, okay. This will be fascinating because New Orleans has some really unique cemetery stuff because of the land and all that. So they kind of go up instead of down usually. Holy crap, that's a big cemetery.
Right.
Jeez. All right, that's gonna be kind of cool.
Parade schedule, or sorry, textbooks page.
Okay, that is what I thought it was.
Page.
I'm like, that sure looks like a textbook page from like a school book or something.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. Okay.
Parade schedule.
All right.
And then we have 3 float toys as well.
Oh, that's what these are. Okay.
So those are, I think, in the last episode they were talking about like throwing toys from the float.
Yeah.
So I think that's what these would be. That's what they would have thrown from the float.
I don't remember that actually. That's cool. Okay.
Let's see. I think it was on the drawing. Like,
well, she was creating like different drawing ideas.
Right.
Yeah,
and I think underneath
okay.
one of them it mentioned about like toys, like throwing toys.
Something about sunglasses. Like they had sunglasses.
Yeah, I know they had the sunglasses, but I think there was something about toys too.
Because that was one thing I thought was weird. I'd been going through more stuff, and there were 2 different things that had like the Roman numerals on them, but neither of them made any sense. I was going to show them to you at some point. It was interesting. Yeah, one of them was next to the sunglasses image on that drawing. It just didn't mathematically make any sense to me. So I do remember from that first episode, they did stress that when the parade's happening, there is no crossing the parade.
Correct.
There's no going through the parade at all. Like they do not open it to any pedestrians or vehicles. So one thing okay, that's right. Okay, that makes sense now. Because MKML went the next night from when she died. She died on the 16th at some point.
Okay.
And so on the 17th, that's when they were supposed to perform. So that makes sense then. Okay.
Okay.
That's so interesting. So each group had their own route, basically, on a different night. I thought they all did the same night. So it's really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because like MKML was 9 o'clock on Route C, so they were the only ones.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So they must have extra, like more than one float per person. I thought each group had a float.
Do you need me to, here, let me
that's
get
cool.
this so they can see what you're looking at here.
Sorry, I just was kind of processing that. And I really thought like, Route C was just all 6 or 7 groups that are Route C go in a row after each other like a normal parade. Each one has a float, you know what I mean? So that's even crazier. No wonder she's drawing so many ideas. They probably were trying to do each and every one of those ideas then. Okay.
So we've got, so the 12th through the 18th, different crews with different routes. And saying a little note at the bottom saying apparently these floats are all pretty slow and move about 1 block every 2 minutes, give or take. I have a feeling that's going to come into play with maybe some alibis
or timeline or something.
Because we have the parade routes map.
Okay. Yep.
So we would be able to know how many blocks and how long that would have taken for them from the time they started to when they ended.
That'll be extra interesting because I guess neither of those crews matter. The crews that were doing it on the 16th when she died, none of them are suspects.
Yeah.
They're all other people.
So maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right. So let's get into our letter from Sylvia and maybe see what we are supposed to be doing for this episode.
Very exciting. I'm just excited to have some coroner stuff. That's always fun for me.
Right.
The medicalese. I actually turn my headphones down just a smidge more. Thank you. So from Sylvia, she's um, Cel's friend that's been trying to get to the bottom of this. She's a
Yes.
tattoo artist, hence the letterhead and all that. So let's see. Hi, Detective. Thanks again for everything you've done for me so far. For Celestine. Really, all of this stuff from Celestine's desk and her Vumail drive show just how many people really might have wanted her dead. So we've got a lot of suspects to track. Cyril, Jay, Nona, Mason, Dylan, and Inez were all furious with Celestine before she died. And as far as I can see, they were all in town that night. I think I'm already starting to get to see some motives forming. Jay was a scorned lover. Understatement. Mason and Dylan had a falling out with Cel when MKML got their former parade route. Nona was upset that Celestine gave away some sort of secret.
Right.
Inez was salty about her documentary trailer screening, and Cyril called Cel a traitor right after his crew was disbanded. Oh, finally! I was trying to do the timeline, and I could not understand when the Versailles crew was disbanded.
Okay.
There was no clear answer to that. It just obviously was before the January 6th ball. So
right.
that tells us about the time they roughly got disbanded in December then. All right.
And Chad,
Cool.
I put all the files into the Discord channel for Royal Street episode 3. So if you'd like to open this up and read through it as well, or you can follow along on the screen right over there. And we'll this one you can go follow along with us as we read through it.
All right. So anyway, with all that bad juju directed right at her, no wonder Cel needed a protector. Thankfully, her Vumail drive led us straight to the conjure shop she visited that night. I told you I got in contact with Z, but wow, I did not expect them to be so helpful. They gave me their notes as well as a card they tried to give Celestine before she left. Okay, so she actually did make it there because we didn't know that either. Cool.
Right.
All right. Also, their client, the one that works at the coroner's office, got back to us about Celestine's case. The client couldn't steal the entire autopsy report, but he did manage to commit a probably minor crime by handing over a copy of the notes he took during the autopsy. It's hard to look at them, but I'm thankful they even exist. I promised him a free tattoo if he ever stops by the shop, but he was very sweet and told me not to worry about it, or worry about making it up to him since it was for Celestine.
Yeah.
So this jogs my memory on something I'll go over in a little bit. That's cool. I just can't wait to believe I just can't believe we finally have some real documentation. It may not be official, but it's the closest we've ever gotten. Now we can actually start piecing together the events of that night and connecting them to what we already know. And I think the first thing is to figure out exactly when Cel died. Unfortunately, the client's notes don't include a time of death. He said that they only cover the time during the autopsy before any calculations were made.
Okay.
So I went ahead and gathered what I could to help. I found info on calculating time of death at the library, picked up a cemetery guide from one of those walking tours, and dug through my carnival box of mementos for anything related to that night's events. From that, I'm sending a parade schedule and some old toys that were being thrown from floats. Oh, okay, cool. Maybe they'll help you get a better sense of the city that night. I also took a deep dive into all of the suspects' social media accounts to see what they were doing the week of the murder, and uploaded the post for you onto Michelle Gray's desktop. To be safe, I changed the password. We've got a lot of information, but like I said, I think we really need to know when Celestine died so that we can start ruling out our suspects. I'm not expecting you to find the exact second of when she took her last breath, but it needs to be a window of an hour or less to be worth our while. When you think you know, send me an email with the subject and the time range of her death in the body of the email.
Yeah.
Also uploaded screen grabs of my text with Inez from the other day that got me twisted. You'll see why.
Okay.
So one thing that Sylvia has made very clear about Inez is that she's very selfish, self-centered, and very all about her and her feelings and her emotions at all times. So like she's very thoughtless about how other people feel or perceive everything. It's really all about her. And the J part, I was telling him after I've been reading a lot through the stuff from episode 2, Jay just wasn't like a pitiful lover, like, or someone who was like just, he seemed almost creepy, like creepy level.
Absolutely he was.
Creepy level, like Cel was afraid to tell him to back off because she was afraid he would react. He was overly clingy and wouldn't take a hint. So like it was like not like just puppy love. It was like psycho stalker level stuff. Like it was creepy.
I have a feeling that's what it was. That he was at that level.
So that just made a whole different realm of it. Although I really enjoyed the text when she said, "Really, you sent me a teddy bear for Valentine's Day that says "World's Best Grandmother" on it, because that's how you show your
Right?
undying
Yeah,
love for me after
exactly.
15 years. It was just the
Right?
most funny thing ever. It was like, yeah, no, creepy, totally creepy. All right, where are we
No,
starting?
absolutely.
Let's not start with the math, because that's we might need some calculators for that. I'm
Okay,
not
so
sure
do
how
you
I feel
want
about that.
to start with the coroner assistant's notes?
Sure. Ooh, speaking of that, so I remember in episode 1, there was a chick that was in Good Fences dishing out some dirt, and she happened to say that her boyfriend or partner of some kind was someone who worked in the Emmy's office. And she remembered specifically some of the details. My boyfriend's a medical examiner. Here's some real facts, y'all. Somebody took the time to find an open vault in the cemetery and shove her body inside. They even tried to put the cover back on and close it back up. How is that a mugging? Sounds personal.
Right?
Yeah. So I'm betting that boy is who got us this. That's my suspicion.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. So we've got I think I may have accidentally scanned this in backwards on the digital document, but that's okay. So I don't know
Holy
which side is
cow.
actually page 1 versus page 2.
I'm gonna say this part right
Um,
here is the right one. Where it says
the
patient
yeah,
identified.
okay.
Yeah. The other part
So
doesn't read
patient
right.
identified as Celestine Broussard. Autopsy notes from the 17th at 8:47 a.m. The body recovered from wall vault in St. Louis Cemetery number 1 with a body temperature of 106 degrees point 1 Fahrenheit. So that's going to be at 4:40 a.m. So that's going to be important to know.
I'm writing it down.
Um,
And
so
that was when it was recovered from the vault specifically. It sounds like,
yeah. So
which would make sense because that's
yeah,
hot.
it had a body temperature of that at the time that they recovered Celestine's body at 4:40 a.m. Yes.
Yeah.
According to the emergency responders. Clothing valuables found at the scene. So a dark brown handbag had been opened with museum tickets, number 2 pencil, 3 receipts, 4 keys on keyring with plastic alligator keychain, 1 package of pocket tissues, plastic shopping bag tied closed that included a vial of unlabeled ink, 2 vials of assorted herbs, parchment paper, spool of thread with a needle, and 3 candles. Sounds like something maybe the shopping bag was from that from Z's shop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Velcro wallet containing 4 loose $20 bills, 2 credit cards, medical insurance card, laminated friends and family lifetime discount card for 48 foods, 2 gold hoop earrings, 2 rings on the right hand, 1 beaded anklet on left ankle, blouse, skirt, underwear, brassiere, ankle socks.
I'm already gonna say it. How in the world could any decent cop on the planet come up with mugged or theft if the money wasn't taken?
I'm
I'm
not
just
sure.
gonna question that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everyone else on the Good Fences chit chat was already questioning it, but like now that we know there's $20 bills loose in her wallet, like, come
Right?
on, no cop would make that assumption. That
All
seems
right.
not logical.
Right? Leather loafers. Bicycle was chained to the cemetery
Okay.
gate, likely belonged to Miss Broussard. External fixed rigor mortis and postmortem lividity. Paramortem gunshot wound to the left temple, roughly 0.2 inches in diameter. Uh, Body found with foreign liquid residue still present in the mouth and pooled in the upper esophagus, most likely ingested right before death. Liquid collected and sent for analysis. Postmortem abrasions on right interior thigh. So the liquid collected and sent for analysis is probably the that other one, right?
Possibly.
Is that what that is, or is that just a blood
We don't.
report? All right.
Oh, it says, ooh, traces of purple residue obtained from the subject's teeth, gum, tongue, and upper esophagus
Okay.
for a
So it
tox
is.
kit.
So that is what.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the assessment of what
Huh.
this is talking about. Liquid collected and sent.
Purple goo. That sounds
Yeah.
rough.
Postmortem abrasions on right anterior thigh. Internal, all organs are usual size, or are usual in size and location. No internal lacerations found. Heart weights, brain, spleen, and kidneys, and then decadent, not pregnant at time of death. No perimortem or postmortem injuries to genitals present. Evidence collected: blood, urine, bile, tissue of the heart, lung, brain, spleen, and liver. Gunpowder near the entry wound sent to lab. Postmortem CT scan ordered. Chemical analysis ordered of substance collected from patient's teeth, gums, tongue, and upper esophagus. All right. So let's take a look at
Purple goo.
some purple goo. All right, so upper right is just some general information in regards to Celestine. Tox kit, or basically traces of purple liquid residue obtained for tox kit number 1. Positive findings, and then some already wrote Datura. I don't know what that is.
I feel like that's some kind of a code.
Yeah. So we've got some compounds. We've got ethanol positive, acetone positive.
It's not a code.
What is it?
Apparently it's a flower.
Oh.
I just Googled it because I'm like, what is Datura? So it looks like Datura is a genus of highly poisonous flowering plant belonging to the nightshade family.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. That might explain
Thujone, like, atropine, scopolamine, whatever. Scopolamine. No, it's not scopolamine. It's not a pal. It's Paul.
Scopolamine, then. Sorry.
Scopolamine. There, trying to correct me on that.
Too many Criminal Minds episodes right
there. Look, okay. Then I don't know the rest of these. I'm not even going to try to read the rest of these, but is there anything in here when you Googled that flower?
So the ethanol and acetone part was what I was trying to figure out, but I hadn't had a chance to read on the flower. Let's see what it does or says.
Because they're saying that it was poisonous, so I'm wondering if...
Let's see. Oh, here we go. So let's see. Oh, I clicked on the picture. All species of Datura are very poisonous, potentially psychoactive, especially their seeds and flowers, which can cause respiratory depression, arrhythmias, fever, delirium, hallucinations, anticholinergic syndrome, and psychosis, and even death if taken internally.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Are we talking about two different killers? Like someone's trying to poison her and someone else comes up and blows her head off? Because
maybe they tried poisoning her and it wasn't doing the job, and so they had to. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But
let's see. Right. Also, due to their effects, they can also be used as hallucinogens by various groups, including traditionally psychoactive administration of Datura has been often associated with witchcraft and sorcery or similar practices. So she might be taking that for her own intention at Maria Laveau's grave.
Very possible.
To try to commune with her, or whatever that would be called. Sorry, not.
Oh yeah, because it could possibly cause. It said it could cause hallucinations.
Yeah, so maybe she's trying to interact with Marie Laveau.
Yeah, very possible.
Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Non-psychoactive have long been considered traditional medicines in both the New and Old World due to the presence of alkaloids scopolamine and atropine.
Okay, so
that makes sense why there's scopolamine and atropine.
Yep, right here.
Atropine is what would get your heart started again if it fails.
So you got
makes your heart go faster. And scopolamine, from what I understand, is a very influential drug. You can convince people to do things they normally wouldn't do with it.
Okay.
So it makes people very programmable.
Okay, so maybe she was poisoned in a sense to do that, but wasn't given enough to poison her to death.
Yeah.
But make her programmable, as you said it. So let's say there was about
I'm not sure
2190. What is that, grams per milliliter? Ng.
Ng is nanograms. I
believe. Okay, so nanograms per milliliter, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
So 1020 as well. Then of that. So.
And then there's also one that's micrograms per mil.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look up
that's the acetone.
Ethanol and acetone, just because I know one of those that said it produced, but I feel like there's still something there we're missing. I'm just curious about.
Possibly. Well, you're finishing that up. We'll take a look at
there's something called ethanol acetone.
Oh, there you go. We will take a look at was a Saint Expedite card. If you want things to arrive faster, just use Saint Expedite. And it will be expedited shipping. All right. Tomorrow is never promised. Make sure you're walking in the right direction. Z. So this was a card from Z. It looks
That would be
like.
terrifying. And she wouldn't take it. Remember? She tried to give it to her and she wouldn't take it with her. It's like
Hmm.
this came from Z, not from Cell.
Right.
So for some reason, Cell didn't want it. So that's interesting.
Yeah. So
No. I'm just looking up all
so
three of those
stepping
words
on
together.
a bird and then says crass on the ribbon. There's something in on the cross as well.
HODIE.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking it was
Did you
too.
Google it?
I haven't Googled either of those. I just saw them.
Okay.
Okay. And we got the helmet on the ground as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up would be the pharmacy inventory. Uh, so we've got 2 pages on this. You get the inventory order form, acetaminophen, laser scanner, toilet paper, legal pads, aripiprazole,
Yeah, I think so.
uh, omopro, I don't even know,
No, you're
and
good. Omeprazole. Yeah.
aviztation.
I think it's
That's
atorvastatin, but I could even be wrong. I have
I
no
don't know.
idea. I've never even seen that one before in my life.
Yeah. So they
I
got those
think
things ordered. One of them is an OTC, which is over the counter, along with the acetaminophen OTC.
so. The
Meaning you don't have to have a script for
the
it.
omeprazole is an antihistamine. I know that, and I'm betting the aproprazole is as well because of the last name. The lisinopril is a blood pressure medication.
Hmm.
Acetaminophen is also known as Tylenol. The atorvastatin one, I don't know, but that sounds like a heart medication.
Right.
Statins are usually heart meds,
Okay.
roughly.
Okay. So let me see if we've got some of this handwriting is a little bit more difficult to read.
It looks like ingesting the datura plant, whatever, mixed up and stuff like that could result in you having both the two ingredients, the ethanol and the whatever other one it was, the acetone, both in your system.
Okay.
So that's very suspicious if that's what it is. And I'm so glad they provided that because there's no way we'd have figured that out on our own.
Right. Okay. So on the back of the inventory order form, there is a bunch of some kind of notes of some kind. So we've got it's cowrie shells, not I thought it said carry shells. So cowrie, K-O or COWRIE shells. Picket, and it says 9 a.m. Cedar Smudge said I might be getting some inquiries soon. Charmer again, 10:15 a.m. Money Gris. I don't. Yeah. Boss 140. Comfort Doll Tourist 245.
So I think they're
Spiritual
writing like what they're ordering for people. Is that what you're getting from it?
maybe.
I don't know.
Spiritual
Like,
Spa Box. Free reading. She needed it. Didn't have the heart to tell her she had finger paint in her hair. Tired teacher 3:15 p.m. Oh, okay. So this is the. I think this is from Z.
I agree. Like, yeah. I feel like these are people ordering things, right?
Yeah, this is probably like a
Yeah.
schedule of some kind. Yeah, Love and Lost candle, requited love oil, lavender. Said he had a big night tonight. Seemed excited but kinda on edge. Claw 3:55 p.m. What?
What if that's Jay? Big night
Oh,
tonight. He's meeting her. He's meeting her that night at the Royal
yeah,
Street
that's right.
Social.
Yeah, on the 16th.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So on the
Reignited
yeah,
love,
so that's
right?
probably requited love
Or, well, there you
oil,
go.
love and lost candle,
Mm-hmm.
lavender. Said he had a big night. Yep. So that is claw. Yeah, it says claw. So I wonder what claw would mean in regards to
I'm betting there's some kind of a
people.
ritual or something is my suspicion. These all look like rituals or like potions or
Well,
like
some of these are like,
performances.
see, some say boss, tourist. Charmer
Yeah.
again.
Oh, so maybe she
Um,
nicknamed him Claw.
one's tired teacher, right? So like
Yeah.
instead of using their names,
Yeah.
she's using a way so that she knows who each one of these people are and is taking notes.
Maybe she's calling him the Claw because he can't let go of Celeste.
You know
He's
what?
being
That might be
exceedingly
it. That
obnoxious
might be it.
because he's being extra clingy. Because she even called him
Right?
like clingy and like just very like overbearing.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. So then let's see. Money Candle told him to spend it wisely this time. Rosebud Petals worried about her opening night tomorrow. Left 2 ticks at the box office as a thank you. This is the labeled as Prima Donna.
I got that one. That's Inez.
That's Inez.
That's got to be
Okay.
Inez. Yep. Because she was showing her show
Uh,
that next night. Her documentary. She was going to air it at the like den party.
that's right.
Yep. So that's probably what that is.
Then we've
Possibly
got
anyway. I'm curious. It might be her.
Red Brick Dust. Insisted he needed protection since he was a public figure. I guess that's one way of looking at it. Tried to give me an autograph as payment. Told him I had no time for nonsense, and he paid up. Mudbug Man. That was at 9:25 p.m. Rich's Oil, Escort Oil, Premium Candles. Rude as ever, left just in time. Pickens, 11:19.
Okay, that's Cyril.
Okay.
That's Cyril because he has the good old Pickens or something like that is the
Okay.
name of the restaurant slogan. I
Dragon's Blood,
did a lot of
Parchment
studying. Sorry,
Paper,
guys.
Protection Herb Mix, Blessing Herb Mix, Silver Thread and Needle, White
Mm,
Candles. So this is
this
Celestine.
is so. Mm-hmm.
Worried enough to make her own Gris, but refused further help. Took one look at the card and said she was going to go guarantee her tomorrow. I told her to go straight home, but she said she had to visit Marie. Some people think they got it all figured out. Um, Hody.
The Hody thing. Hold on, that's what this says.
That's what that says, yeah.
I just figured out the Mudbug part. That's the Crawdaddy guy. That's the
Okay.
Crawdaddy guy because it says Mudbug is a famous like
Word for crawdad. Yeah,
crawfish.
for
Yeah,
crawfish.
yeah.
Okay. So
So
11:25 p.m. She at this point in time was seen alive at 11:25 p.m. So we now have a little bit later of a time
with the Gris
frame.
Gris. That's interesting.
So we know that sometime between 11:25 p.m. and when the body was recovered at 4:40 a.m. So we've narrowed it down some. We do need to bring this down more, right? We need to get it to within 1 hour, right?
Yes.
So we need to do 1 hour's work, or we need to make sure that we're down to that 1 hour. Basically, is what we're looking at.
Okay, so the Gris Gris that we were talking about is a voodoo amulet that protects the wearer from evil or brings luck.
Okay.
So she wanted to make her own amulet, but refused further help from Z. She was going to go guarantee her tomorrow. Oh my gosh, she was going to go try to guarantee she had it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad.
So
I
she
told
was
her to go
going to
straight home, but
see.
she had to visit Marie. She always
Yeah.
visited the Marie's Laveau's grave
Mm-hmm.
the night of or like the night before the big parade. Hody. Let's look up what Hody means.
Yeah.
Hodie.
Diablo, hello, welcome in.
Hi.
Right, it was the cook who did it now. So we've got it down to at least 11:45, right? Is that what I said? 11:45 p.m.
Yeah,
No, 11:25 p.m.
yeah, but
All
she
right,
had to bike
so
up to the cemetery. She obviously went to the cemetery herself. The bike proves it. There's no way
right,
someone would have kidnapped her, took her up there, killed her, left her there, went back to get her bike, unchained it, taken it up there, and locked it up. That just makes no sense. So she would have had to ridden her bike to the cemetery. So she's for
right.
sure got herself to the cemetery.
So where did we say that Z's shop was?
So that is, I can show you on the map here. It's on Bourbon and King.
Okay.
So if you're looking in the French Quarter area, there's
All right,
going to
let
be
me
a
get
little.
the map pulled up.
There's going to be this little cross street right here. So it's right here. So if you take the 20.
Hold on a second. Let me get the map pulled up.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the city view one, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So it's right here. So if you find the 20, which is like a baseball diamond looking thing off in the middle of the thing right here, if you find that and go
Okay.
diagonal over, it'll be right here. Irvin and King are really tiny. I'm going to go diagonal up on one.
There it is. Okay, so that shop is here somewhere at this intersection.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, the cemetery is where?
So it's up here. One of these two. I think it's this one.
Is it the number one?
I'm pretty sure. Let me check.
Basin
St.
Street?
Louis Cemetery number one. Yeah, number one is number
Okay.
one, and number two is number two. Yep, so St. Louis Cemetery number one is the one she was in, which is the big one. Excuse me.
We're heading up the investigation, but I guess you could call us like the lead investigators, but you all in chat are also investigators helping us along the way. We have all of the evidence that we're looking at physically is actually in the Discord as well. So there's a Hunt a Killer channel in the Discord, and I always thread it out so that if you are watching this on YouTube, if we're ahead of where you're at, if you're doing this as well with your own Hunt a Killer boxes at home, then you can actually go in and be able to see some stuff within or pull digital copies of the assets from that thread without having to worry about seeing stuff from future episodes. So we try to make sure that it's easy for you to go in, follow along with us without spoiling things ahead of time as best that we can. All right. So that's like, Amber, hello. So we've got, so this is the cemetery, or not cemetery, that's where the store was, is down here. So this was, wait, why did it go there? There we go. Okay.
Oh, I get it.
So this was the, what was this place called?
The Emporium, which is also known as the Conjure Shop.
CON
Jure.
JURE. Conjure Shop. Okay.
So I know what this means now.
What does it mean?
So hoodie on the cross stands for the word today. And crass, which he's stepping on, stands for the word tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
His right foot stepping on the crow, which is the word for tomorrow. And he's holding up the other one in the air for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. And then this is...
That's one thing I kind of love about this game is like, on top of getting to solve a murder mystery, which is always fun, you get to learn so many different things about different areas of the world, like culture-wise, that you just wouldn't know otherwise.
Right.
You learn words and history. I've learned more about certain people within the New Orleans community for this episode than I had ever before. There were a lot of names I didn't recognize that I should have probably.
Right.
So cool.
We'll say, well, her body wasn't... We don't know when the exact time was that she was found. We just know that they pulled her at 4:40, right?
We do know when she was found.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have that. It was the employee of the cemetery found it.
So it is. It's a very much New Orleans themed murder mystery. Celestine did practice voodoo along with a few other characters within the murder mystery story. What was the body temp?
106.1.
That was at 4:40 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe we didn't find out what time she was found, or I thought we knew what time she was found. I just don't think we knew what time she died. But now I'm confused. If her body was pulled out at 4:40, that's not when she was found. That's when she was pulled out, which would have been an hour or two waiting for the coroner to show up. They are not fast. So that has me weirded out. I swear I had a number in my head, but I just can't quite pinpoint that now.
Right. So that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just adding notes to this my local map file here.
Mm-hmm. I love good fences. I just found stuff from the first episode. Apparently they're talking about a conjure shop in one of the good fence posts. So I didn't even know
there we go.
Are backroom conjure shops a real thing? I was eavesdropping in a cafe and they were talking about like some hoodoo business. where I can go and buy items in a real store. Is that like a real thing? I'm still new here, and I know locals like to pull my chain.
Right?
If you have to ask, you ain't ready.
Right? Exactly.
Like they're making fun of her. It's just so funny.
So, okay, so that's those. Where are we at next? So we just looked at the pharmacy stuff. We know that 11:25 p.m. Okay, let's add that. Let me add that to the map real quick. Conjure shop. Cell last seen at 11:25 p.m. Nice, 600 treats. That is crazy. Did a trunk or treat, handed out
That's
600. We've got some candy that we'll be giving out, and then I've got some Pokemon cards that I'll give out this year as well.
I must know and live vicariously through you. What was the best costume you saw this year?
There we go.
The coolest, cutest, creepiest. What was your favorite?
Okay, so we've got next up is the cemetery pamphlet. So let's look at to catch anybody up that is just joining in, our objective right now is that we're trying to narrow down the time of death to within an hour, is what we're looking for. So right now we know that she was last seen around 11:25 p.m. We know that her body was recovered at 4:40 a.m. We've got some stuff that we can do math wise and be able to try to do establish a time of death based on some information of how a coroner would do it. So we can also look at that as well.
Did they mention anything about postmortem lividity? They didn't, did they?
They did.
What did they say about postmortem lividity? Do you remember? That's gonna matter. It means how she was laying when she was killed versus if they moved her after she was dead.
Postmortem lividity. Right there.
Okay. Fixed rigor and postmortem lividity. Okay, because that means blood pools. Like depending on how the body's laying, blood pools there, which means it's been laying for longer.
Right.
So if someone's rigor, that means they're in a state of frozen, when their muscles are all tightened up.
Right.
It happens for a very specific amount of time. So that's what I was trying to Google. So it happens about 2 hours after death.
That might be then in this too.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. So it happens about 2 hours after death and usually sticks around for at least 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
So if she was in rigor, I'm betting she had to die sometime after like 2 hours past 11:25, so like 1:25ish.
Well, it would have been 2 hours at minimum, 2 hours before she was pulled.
Right. So she was pulled like 4ish.
At 4:40, so it would have had to have been then
at
around 2:40 a.m. would have been the earliest. Right?
Yeah.
No, that would have been the latest. She was killed at 2 a.m.
Basically, like, because if she was found at if she was pulled at 4:40, go back 2 hours from that. So like,
well, that would have been the absolute latest that she would have been killed.
11:25 and 2:40 then.
Right. So right now, so we're at least got that narrowed down some. We still need to get that narrowed down more.
I agree. Which I think, how do we want to do this? Do we want to go for this now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm not sure with the cemetery pamphlet if we really need a whole lot out of that right at the moment.
I feel like that's gonna potentially matter later, and it's probably giving us more about New Orleans. Well, actually,
okay. So let's look at the text book information.
I'm curious about
determining time of death. So we've got after someone dies, the body goes through several changes as it nears decomposition. When determining time of death, or the post-mortem interval, PMI, for any given individual. You had lots of superheroes and princesses. That's nice. Oh, you had your favorite one was a kid dressed from a creature a baby was 11 months old dressed in a scarecrow outfit. He was so cute. And then the most gore was a kid dressed as a creature from Stranger Things. That's nice. Awesome. So did you hear answer to your question?
Sorry, no, I do not. I was reading about death bodies and rigor mortis. I'm sorry, my brain went
saying a baby that was 11 months old dressed in a scarecrow outfit was so cute. So I was thinking the favorite outfit. Most gore was a kid dressed from a creature from Stranger Things, and then lots of superheroes and
Is
princesses.
that where that creepy things where you saw at the Covered Bridge Festival were? The little creature vampire things? Is that what that was from?
No,
What was that
that was
from?
from Poppy's Playtime.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No. Those things are creepy. They look like a mixture of like the Gremlins mixed with like the Teletubbies or something. I'm
Right.
just, it's not right, man.
It's those ones that like the creatures that like
Nah.
the giant smiles with all the teeth.
And the
Uh,
fangy teeth,
yeah.
not teeth, like sharp.
Okay. So we've got for any given individual, it is important to take all possible effects into account. Where was the body when found? When was the body found? Did the decedent have any previous health conditions that could affect postmortem readings? Okay.
So no health conditions we know of except that flower. Could that flower have made her hotter than we know of?
It could have affected some stuff, possibly. So
Because she was hot.
synthesis. Yeah. The coroner or well, she was inside of
That
a.
like it was like an oven basically.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. I think possibly. So we've got. However, the medical examiner can approximate a time of death within reasonable accuracy with what is apparent and can then narrow or widen that window based on new information as it arises. In many cases, the examiner will be presented with the body in the early PMI, which is classified as between 3 and 72 hours after death. In early PMI cases, examiners will estimate the time of death using the following postmortem physical changes: rigor mortis, algor mortis, and livor mortis. So synthesis. So coroner or medical examiner will use as many of the following observations as possible to develop a theory for the time of death. Degree of putrefaction, stomach contents, cloudiness of the corneas, vitreous fluid, insect activity, and any other information gathered from the scene.
That was perfect, by the way.
Her. Thank you.
No,
Her.
they were not missing.
Yeah, no, yeah, her organs were not missing.
They were all weighed after the fact in the coroner's office, so we know they were not missing.
Right.
Actually,
So, okay, so
yes,
rigor
please.
mortis is the stiffening, like you said earlier, of the body's muscles. And then the organic compound responsible for breaking down the whatever filaments that form naturally during the process of muscle contraction. So, the first sign will appear in the small muscles of the face, such as the eyes and mouth, roughly 2 to 6 hours after death. From there, the progression continues into the rest of the body, including the internal organs, reaching its maximum stiffness around 12 hours after death. After full onset, the body remains stiff until roughly 24 hours after death. So,
It just says that she was in rigor. It didn't say how deep in rigor.
we didn't think this through. We were going off of 4:40 a.m. of when she was found,
Was
not
she found or pulled out?
sorry, not found, pulled. That her body temp was taken. Her body temp was taken at 4:40. The
Oh.
thing is that the autopsy was done at 8:47 a.m. So the rigor mortis was at 8:47 a.m. The
That
rigor
makes more sense.
mortis
I
notes,
was trying to do the math, and I was like, "This is not mathematically adding up. 6 hours? Like, no,
right?
it didn't
Yeah.
work."
So
So you're on something
8:47
now.
a.m. is what we are looking at for these autopsy notes.
You
Um,
said 440 was when she was pulled
was when
out
she
and
was
temp taken.
pulled out in the body temperature. Yeah, that's when she was recovered.
106.1.
One
Okay.
at 4:40 a.m.
Okay.
And then
That makes a lot more sense because then she would have been about the 5 to 6 hours into rigor, which would make sense because she's going to be stiffening up. She may not be 100% stiff yet, but she's going to be stiffening up. So she's going to be in what we would call
right, so
rigor
fixed
mortis.
rigor mortis. So let's see if there's anything that says like if there's a difference between something like being labeled as fixed. So
I feel like fixed rigor mortis is more when you're like more frozen than not, like where you're like not as movable or posable. But I can't. I can Google it.
okay, so called transient evidence. All right. So algor mortis, the change in body temperature after death, also known as algor mortis, is one of the many factors in estimating the time a patient died and one of the simpler earlier determiners. So That's also. I mean, we don't think that's the case, Diablo, just because her bicycle was outside the gate of the cemetery, hooked to the fence. So we believe that she rode her bike to the cemetery and then was killed at the cemetery. She had reason to go to the cemetery due to wanting to visit. Was it Marie?
Mm-hmm.
The grave of
The Voodoo Queen.
the Voodoo Queen Marie, and so that's why she was there. So we believe that we're pretty confident that she was killed there at the cemetery where she was found.
And
Um,
adding to that briefly, Sylvia made a comment. Everybody knew she would go visit Marie Laveau's grave every night before the parade. So, like,
right.
all these people who did not like her would have known that's where she was going to go at
Yeah.
some point. Ooh, when was Jay? When was Jay at the
So let's see. So while there are many elements that affect body temperature post-mortem, such as the location of the body, it is one of the first metrics recorded by an emergency responder. Similarly, the temperature of the location is extremely important to a medical examiner as the body slowly conforms to the environment around it. Determining whether the surroundings are warmer or cooler than the body's natural antemortem temperature can give a better understanding of how long the body has been deceased, assuming a rate of plus minus 1.5 degrees per hour. While this formula is not exact, it is extremely helpful in determining a preliminary estimate of the time of death before further analysis can be conducted. So,
So with that in mind, let me get my.
I'm wondering, is there any kind of
So
temperature notes inside of the cemetery booklet
probably.
about their?
Well, I'm betting they're like a metal oven, is my
Yeah.
suspicion. But either way, even
So
worst case scenario, like 1.5 degrees per hour, right? So we would subtract back from that. You're talking
right,
like 3 degrees in 2 hours, roughly.
right,
So 106 degrees, a normal person's roughly like 98 to 100. So you're easily talking 3 to 6 hours, right? Doing math
right.
wise.
So we've got so the average temperature of the human body while living is 98.6 Fahrenheit. If
Oh,
given a hypothetical corpse that was found to be roughly 79 degrees at 4:32 p.m. What does it say?
oh, go, you're good. I think maybe, for example, if the temperature outside on a sunny day is 92 degrees, inside the vault, the temperature would be greater than 184. So it basically doubles if you go in the vaults.
Okay, so
Roughly.
definitely a much
That's what you're
hotter
reading?
environment than the
Mm-hmm.
exterior. So it is trying to gradually go towards a hotter temp. So if we use the average temperature of 98.6 to start our what we're looking at,
And so are they saying
um,
that it's
the
even in something double the heat of the outside world? Like, are they saying that it's going to
yes,
go 1.5 degrees per hour?
correct. That's the rate that it is determined by. So it's saying that assuming a rate of plus minus 1.5 degrees per hour. It's not exact. It is extremely helpful in determining a preliminary estimate of time. Um,
So
so
the first hour would be 101.1.
so 106.1 is our temperature. So
Right,
if
I'm
you
just
take
counting up to it instead of
okay,
backwards. You're good. You can
you're
do it
good.
your way. You're good.
I was gonna say
I
if
just can't figure
you
out how to do a temp on our calculator.
so if you just do 106 um 0.1 minus 98.6.
Oh, it would still work. Okay.
Yes. And then that'll tell you the difference.
Give me a second. 106.1 minus 98.6. So 7.5 degrees
Okay, so
divided by 1.5.
7.5 divided by 1.5.
5 hours.
So, yep, so 5 hours is what we're looking at from the time of
And that's from the
the
autopsy
eight,
time.
yeah, from the autopsy time.
Because we were doing the math from the. Well, it's confusing because, well, no, because we're doing it. The 5 hours would be from the 440 time because that's where
No,
the
it
temp
wouldn't.
was,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Because the rigor
The
makes
rigor
sense
is
at
from
day 47.
the autopsy
Yeah.
time,
So
but
440.
the temperature, the what is this called? The algor mortis is from the time the body temp was taken.
So let me ask you a really stupid question. 440 in the morning, you back up 5 hours, you're at like 11:40 p.m. She died within 20 minutes of getting to the cemetery. She left to get to the
Possibly.
cemetery at like 11:20.
11:25 is
So,
when she was last seen.
so I bet we're
So
needing to say
11:40.
11:25 to 11:40, or maybe 11:45 to 12. Sorry, 11:25 to 12:25. Maybe the range they're looking for then. She said get it
Yeah.
down to an hour, right?
Yeah.
We know 11:25 is for sure the last time she was seen, and based on the
Okay.
math,
So
it'd be
we
like
would add
11:40.
30 minutes to each side as a margin of error
Wait, oh, where's that say that?
in this textbook.
Okay,
So
you said 40
we
minutes.
said 4:40. So minus 5 hours puts us at 11:40. So we're gonna say 11:20 between 11:20 and 12:10, right?
See, that confuses me because we know she was seen alive at
I
11:25.
know, but I don't know. I mean, we can still use 11:25 then. We'll use
Okay,
11:25 to 12:10.
okay, let's try that.
That'll be a 55-minute window, but we'll see if
Do
it
you feel like it
accepts
needs
it.
to be an exact hour window?
I don't. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out.
It just says XXXX
Right.
equals or minus like or whatever to XXXX.
All right. So let's contact Sylvia with the timeline. Let's see here. So we needed to.
Well, actually, you know what? The 30 minutes either way makes sense because that would be a full hour, right? So like
Correct.
11:10, and then you go 30 minutes the other direction. You're at like 12:10 a.m. So do you want us to do 11:10 to 12:10 a.m.? I feel like that makes more
11:10.
sense. Yeah, because I feel like they would be looking for an exact hour. Like otherwise, it's just not matching. And then we can eliminate it further from that since we know she was seen at 11:25.
Right.
I think your way makes more sense just from a answer's perspective.
Well, because at the same time, we are like technically speaking, we are making the connection that the stuff that was found in her possession and the stuff that is from Z's notes that is the case. But
Yeah.
a medical examiner wouldn't necessarily have been able to have that information.
That's true.
So let's do that. We're gonna send 11:10 to 12:10. And then we're going to look at our inbox. Okay, perfect. That is exactly it. Let me get.
I don't get to take credit for that. That was all you, but hey. Don't roll your chair back, babe.
Oh, okay.
The dog's helping with the detective today.
It's probably actually, yeah. So it's funny because she actually did answer us and also used the 11:25 thing. So,
I bet you they had to put it in so both
we probably
okay.
we probably could have done from both.
Oh, I can try. While you're doing that, I can try. I'm just curious.
Screen snip here.
You just do like 11 and semicolon 25, and then how would I do the other part? Would we say
space?
We were saying 11:25 to like
12:10.
Oh.
Okay, let me get this put into the Discord. I want to mark that as a spoiler as well.
Ooh, we're ruling out one person before we go further. Anyone want to vote who we're going to rule out? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know who else. I can't remember right off the top of my head who all we have left.
We haven't ruled out anyone.
Yeah, so it's part of our message. So we've got right here is our message back from Sylvia. So we've got you figured that out much faster than I could have, but I think I follow. Using the textbook information, I can see how you got 11:10 to 12:10, and then since we know Celestine bought materials to make a gris at 11:25, we can safely say she didn't die before then. That leaves us with an 11:25 p.m. to 12:10 a.m. window, right? Okay, it might not be perfect, but this estimate is something we can work with. Now we can actually start looking into the suspects and see who was around at that time. Since it seems like we can place a lot of our suspects in, or at least near the quarter, it might help to think about all the parades going on. I found this on Good Fences, so maybe it could help. Let's try to rule out one person out of the 6. So we have, let me grab another piece of paper here.
What you looking for? Hi. Cookies?
Okay.
Just rearranging. Nobody worry or panic.
Right, exactly. Okay.
While you're doing that, can I open up the floats?
Yes.
They look cute. I just want to play with them.
Okay, so where did I put my other marker?
Do you need a marker?
No, I got it should be right here. Okay, so we just said time of death is 11:25 to 12:10.
Well, that's pretty freaking cool.
Okay. Got our time of death marked down.
It actually has little grippies in it.
So Diablo, it's very that is actually one of the possibilities. So one of our suspects, Jay, is the stalker. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, he's very creepy. The way he approaches her, everything else, he absolutely is a stalker. From everything that I can pretty much at this point discern. So as far as our suspects, we have nah, he innocent. No,
He's just a lover.
so we have Inez, we have Jay, we have Nona.
They keep saying Dylan and Mason. I've just been saying the Pirate Bros because they are literally indistinguishable at this point. We've not learned a thing about one of them over the other.
We have Mason. Well, if any past cases are the same, right? In this to show us how it progresses. There's been times where we haven't. Yeah,
it's just for
there's
now.
Been times
we
where we haven't known
anything
anything about them until like the last episode, even.
I swear they always get rid of the most obvious suspect first, so I feel like the person we're going to rule out would be
right.
Nona, just because she's like the most crazy person ever. Oh my gosh, that is the goofiest thing of all. The Bouffons one's giant pie.
Nice. Okay, so we've got our suspect list right here as well. So I'm going to get that hung up so we can cross out names as we go. Okay. So we've got so we need to shoot her another email with the subject line cleared and the first and last name of which suspect we think is innocent. So at this point in time now we need to determine who has the best alibi as well. Let me grab this Parade Good Fences post. We're going to download that.
I'm not gonna lie, my favorite part of these good fence posts, not kidding, are the usernames. I just can't handle it.
Right.
The first one I click on is Desmond the Magnificent, y'all. It's just fantastic. Hi, Pumpkin. What you doing? No one redeeming any cookies for you? Aww.
All right, it's going to open up as an image, so we'll drag this back over here. Okay, so let's take a look at what this Good Fences post looks like here. We've got... Okay, so we've got an Allison Vex or Allison Vesiana?
Allison V.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to call her. Allison V.
So, all right. So I hate Mardi Gras. My boyfriend was back in NOLA on leave last night, and we were supposed to have 4 hours together before he had to head back out. He was coming from Federal City, so he took the ferry from Algiers Point to Canal Street. It was in the Marigny, and it took him 3.5 hours to walk from the ferry terminal to where I was on Fields. I literally said hello for 2 seconds and then he left. Freaking carnival traffic. I hate it. Um, Somebody saying that's because he had to walk around the Tula Buffoons parade. Even if he didn't, my estimation is you can only do around one block every 2 minutes with those crowds. Next time, plan better or have Loverboy spring for a cab. Don't act like you know me. All
Ooh,
right.
they're both spicy.
Carnival's not all bad. This is from Desmond the Magnificent, y'all. Desmond D. Winston. Carnival's not all bad. Listen to this feel good, only in NOLA story. Last night, my brother in law Billy witnessed a fine, upstanding citizen of New Orleans stop a mugging around St. Claude. The guy thought he could just go unlauded for his efforts, but Billy chased him down several blocks. No chance of getting the muggers, unfortunately. In a display of true Southern gratitude, he swept the Samaritan up into his truck, drove him as close as he could get to our parade, and then walked him the rest of the way. Even though you're not supposed to cross into the parade route, I recognized Billy standing there in the crowd, and as captain of our illustrious organization, got the police to wave them both safely through the barricades. In honor of the Samaritan's heroism, I had no choice but to lend this fine gentleman a carnival mask and insist he board our signature float with the king. We even gave him a place of honor right by the old bearded tree god himself. This guy looked pretty beat up, but stayed on the float until we hit around block 25 of our 30 block route. The Good Samaritan then thanked us for our hospitality, disembarked, and disappeared. I never got his name, but whoever he was, we showed him a damn good time, and that's what Mardi Gras is all about, isn't it? This story actually makes me feel kind of worse, but thanks. Just saying that I'm still not convinced this dude wasn't a part of the whole mugging thing. You didn't happen to get his phone number, did you? Somebody, Velma McSorley, trying
This
to.
is the same Velma McSorley that likes to swipe left and right on people as they're walking down the street and just got married per the
Right,
first
exactly.
episode.
Yep. Maybe he'll team up with the Crawdaddy. Two masked heroes are better than one, right? Crawdaddy saying, my adoring public, y'all know the Crawdaddy always fights alone. Having said that, perhaps an internship.
So,
Okay.
so my question to you then is on this one, that sounds awful familiar to the Good Fences story, number 6, I think. Number 6 in the
Okay.
first episode. Let me get to it. Because someone else, Velma McSorley, describes it from her point of view, and she describes what the guy looks like, the Good Samaritan. But the one part that I was a little confused on is it sounded like the Good Samaritan got beat up a little, but this doesn't really hint that, does it? Does this hint that the Good
What
Samaritan got
the
beat
what I
up?
just read?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did get beat up a bit. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here we
The
go.
feel good story. Yeah, it says that what was it? This guy looked pretty beat up,
Okay.
but stayed on the float.
Perfect. Okay, so I was having solo drink. This is Velma McSorley again, Miss
Okay.
Swipey left, right? So I was having solo drinks at the Crystal Lounge last night after 11, sitting in the window so I could swipe folks by, walking with my app. You laugh, but a girl never goes home alone. This woman stumbles outside for a smoke, and this tall, sketchy guy just snatches her phone and runs. But a young Good Samaritan jumped in out of the crowd. You know, like that superhero guy. He reacted fast. He tripped the mugger who dropped the girl's phone. Good deed, right? But then the mugger stands up real tall and starts wailing on the Good Samaritan, punching and kicking him probably 8 or 9 times before the police siren whooped and he ran off. I ran out to check on the Good Samaritan to see if he was okay. He said it was fine, nothing broken, just his pride and my heart. Velma McSorley. So I guess never mind. All she does is describe the bad guy, not the good guy. I thought she described the good guy.
Okay.
So just kidding, I lied. I thought she was describing the good guy as the tall guy, so that was going to help us in our thing.
Right.
I have a suspicion that this is either one of the Pirate Bros or Jay. It can't be Cyril. I mean, they would have described him as being older looking. It's obviously a guy, so it can't be Nona, and it can't be Inez. Right? Because the guy is probably who we're eliminating. Wouldn't you agree?
Very possible.
So it's one of the Pirate Bros or Jay.
Okay. So, yeah, no, I agree. So we can at least eliminate those two. Let's look at. So, Chad, this is what Mrs. Strange was messing with a little bit ago. Was the parade float toys? So we got some float toys as well.
These are actually pretty cool for like a kid. I mean, the cardboard's a little flimsy, but they stay locked in, which I think is kind of neat, don't you?
Yeah.
I feel like they
I
actually
agree.
have a little grippy in them, so they're not just junk.
So this has been that story they talked about sitting them right next to the tree with the beard.
Hmm.
So that's this.
Okay.
So this must be from that float.
So these, I'm so confused. Were all these from the same group? Because the only group on that route that night was the Too Late Before, I think.
Well, these aren't from that night. These are from multiple
Oh,
nights,
okay.
possibly. If
Okay.
remember, it's multiple nights
Well,
for
that's why
the
I was
Mardi
asking,
Gras
because I was a little
parades.
confused. I
Um,
actually don't.
so
Hmm.
we have the parade schedule. We also have the
Where's the parade schedule? I can't find it. I mean, seriously, I can't find it. Oh, there it is.
underneath that. All right, so we also have some digital files from our drive as well.
Ooh.
So this is from
Okay.
the
Hang on a second.
our desktop from Sylvia. So we've got some social media screenshots that she talked about, along with a text from Inez. So let's take a look at the text with Inez. We're gonna take a look at that real quick.
Can I run this by you real quick
What's
before we
up?
go to that? I'm sorry, I just was trying to clarify. So, like, did it say which parade route? Because I thought it said the clowns, but then it said the tree god. So, do we know which group's parade route it was? Because depending on the group will tell us which
Yes.
route. Was it B, C, or
It
A?
does say in that. Let me get that back open.
Because the clowns wouldn't be the ones that have the tree, obviously. That would make no sense.
So
Would it be the crew of
the
Avalon?
two La Buffoons.
So it was the Tula Buffoons route?
Yes.
So route B then. That's all I was
Well,
trying to
actually,
figure
I
out.
take that back.
That's why I'm confused.
No, we don't know.
All we
So the
know is the
Tula
tree part,
Buffoons
right?
thing is because of the original posters comment. So,
Oh,
and
okay.
this is on the 17th, saying that last night on the 16th, the Tula Buffoons parade was going on.
Hmm.
Last night, oh, no, never mind. This is also last night. So it is the
Mm-hmm.
same one. It is the Tula Buffoons.
But does it say that in that post with the Desmond D. Winston guy?
Yes, up above.
Okay.
So right here, she talks about that this person had to go past that route, which happened last. This happened last night.
Right, and that was route B.
Okay,
Okay.
this is also saying last night this happened.
Right, but there's three different parade routes
Oh,
and three
then I don't
different
know.
groups. That's what I'm trying to figure
Yes,
out.
so two little buffoons happened, but no, in this one it does not mention who they
Okay,
are.
because I'm betting you it's the crew of Avalon, because the Cleopatris and Antonius one would be this. So I'm betting it's the crew of Avalon, and these are all three of the groups that were walking that night.
Okay.
That's my suspicion. So it would have been route C. I was just trying to figure out which route it was because that's going to matter because this guy was in one of the parade routes, right? So
Right.
that's going to matter
So Crew
because
of
he can't
Avalon, that's
be in
Route
the
C.
cemetery if he's in the parade route, right?
Right. So let's look at
Oh, it
where
goes right by the freaking cemetery. Not joking. Right by
it
it.
does.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because it cuts up and over and then goes around both green sides of the cemetery on this street right here. If you look like where that big cemetery is,
Yeah,
the
let
two
me
big green parts exposed. Yeah, that route goes right up there. But if he's so this begs a different question. He couldn't have been in two places at once, though.
well, so
Huh?
yeah, he was on so
If he was in the
it
parade, he
says that
couldn't
he was
be.
on there for several blocks.
Yeah. I was just wondering if he rode the parade up to the cemetery, got off, and had time to
Oh, there we
murder
go.
her. Would
Hold
that have
on.
made sense at all?
Why is this not opening?
No, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to go back to that. I needed to connect the dots because I felt like there was something else we were still needing to get out of the parade route part.
Yeah.
So we can go on to the Inez stuff. There's probably more juicy stuff in
Okay,
there.
here we go. Okay, so
It's the
Route
blue one.
C, right?
Yeah. That's my suspicion, just because of the tree part they mentioned. The Bouffons wouldn't have had the tree. You
Okay,
see how it goes
so
up
it
near that
starts
cemetery?
here.
Yeah.
What intersection
St.
did
Claude.
it say that they allowed him to cross the path of the route?
Oh, let's see. Stop the mugging around St. Claude. Let me see. Scrolling. Um,
Oh, yeah, but this could be Mason. We don't know.
it doesn't say
This
when
could
they
help
when
us
he did. It
eliminate
doesn't say
Mason.
when he got on. And how are we deciding between Mason and Dylan out of curiosity?
No, El Diablo had mentioned in chat, wanting to know where Mason was between the time frame of death. Uh, so I thought it said that there was a point that he saw their person that was in charge of their crew, right? Where does that say
Billy. That? Hold on. But Billy chased him down several blocks, blah, 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 blah. In a display of true Southern gratitude, he swept the Samaritan into his truck and drove him as close to the parade. Even though you're not supposed to cross into the parade, I recognize Billy standing there in the crowd as captain of our illustrious organization. I got the police to wave them through.
Okay.
And in the Samaritan's honor, they gave him a mask and insisted he get on board the float with the king. I will say this, it says he rode 25 out of the 30 blocks of the parade. So we got off in the last 5 blocks of the parade. So we just need to go back and look at where the parade ends and go back 5 blocks because that's where he would have gotten off. And then doing the math, 25 times 2 is about 50 minutes.
Or did he hop on? Hold on. Was the parade, was it already in motion?
Yes, because they interrupted the parade to allow the Good Samaritan to get on board. That's that whole got the cops' intention thing and walked him and escorted him right onto the parade float with a mask. He got beat up.
Yeah. Display of true Southern gratitude, swept the Samaritan up into his truck, drove him as close as he could get to our parade, and then walked him the rest of the way. Even though I'm not supposed to cross into the parade route, I recognized Billy standing there in the crowd, and as captain of our illustrious organization, got the police to wave them both safely through the barricades. In honor of the Samaritan's heroism, I had no choice but to lend this fine gentleman a carnival mask and insist he board our signature float with the king. We even gave him a place of honor right by the old bearded tree god himself. This guy looked pretty beat up. And so we hit around block. Okay, so until we hit around block 25 to 30. Right. Okay.
So he got Austin Ward between Dumaine and St. Anne Street, which is interesting because that's right on one of the cemetery sites. Did it say where?
Is it?
Yeah.
That's 5 blocks from the end?
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
No. That's the route. It goes this way. Do you see the arrows?
Oh, crap. I did the wrong. Never mind then. I did it backwards.
So
I went that way.
3, 4, 5. So about here.
Yeah, so never mind. I went the opposite direction. Well, that makes me feel like an idiot now. Thank you, dear.
That's okay. Sorry.
You're good. I was so determined to count the blocks, I didn't look at the freaking arrows. That's embarrassing. That's me. Devil in the details. Not the really obvious stuff.
GS for Good Samaritan.
I would officially say that Alibi is the Good Samaritan. We just figure out who he is.
Float.
The one thing that I don't understand, though, is nobody mentions anybody looking beat up in the days after that night.
Right.
Like, nobody has mentioned in any of the Good Fence posts or any of the chit-chatting in the coming days of someone looking beat up, attacked, or injured.
Right. Okay. So, with that being said, then,
so 3 people got to figure out one way or the other.
When did that parade route start?
So that would be the Avalon one. So 11 o'clock.
11 p.m.
And
it takes 2 minutes
per block.
Per block.
And did it say where he got on though?
We're gonna assume that he got on at the start.
Well, did they mention something about St. Claude?
I
thought they mentioned something.
He stopped a mug. Yeah, so it says that brother-in-law Billy witnessed a fine, upstanding citizen of New Orleans stop a mugging around St. Claude.
I'm trying to find St. Claude, and I don't even see it. I was thinking if we could find that, then we would know roughly where the guy started at, but I guess not. I just don't see it anywhere. So yeah, I guess we'll just start.
I mean, it might be a one then where it was much further away, because it says that he swooped him up in his truck and drove him as close as he could.
Oh my God, St. Claude Avenue is the gigantic one in the Margany, straight up middle of the page.
Okay, I don't have that map open, so let me look at that one.
It's right here. It's like this area, but like, I think it's this section. Yeah.
Okay. So all the way over there.
It's massive. So
okay.
It's pretty far, yeah.
So I'm guessing, and then walked him the rest of the way. So I'm thinking it was when they started, that he got on at the start. That he got through they waved him through the barricade, or whatever. I don't know.
Because you
Uh,
said it starts up here, right?
yeah, it starts here.
And he was all the way over in Margany. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll keep going for now.
Actually, I have an idea of how to do this.
How?
So we know where he exited.
Yeah, which was
Okay.
like here-ish, right?
So if it start, let's look at the parade route alone. Okay,
Mhm.
so just the parade route. So
Yeah.
how long did it take for the parade from start to finish? How long did it take for the parade? If it was
Well,
2 minutes per block.
So, and we know it was 30 blocks, right?
Yeah,
So
30
2 times 30
blocks.
is an hour.
So 1 hour. So 60 minutes. So 2 minutes per block. So that's minus 10 minutes. So
Probably,
he was in the route for 50
so
minutes.
probably 12:50 is when he got off. Or sorry, 11:50 is when he got off.
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, so it's saying 25 of our 30 block route,
Yeah.
or until the around block 25. I mean,
Yeah.
so I don't
So
know.
that means he probably was with the parade though till 11:50, which would technically pretty much alibi him because there's no way he can get from down there with a parade going on back up to the cemetery. Would you agree?
Right.
I don't think because she said that one guy spent what 3.5 hours walking a few blocks because of the two-day Buffon parade.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think with him being stuck down there with the crowds watching the parades, there's no way he could get up there. So that alibis him. We just got to figure out who he
Yeah.
is.
So
Which probably
yeah,
is the
exactly.
the good fence post will probably be what tell us that. But let's check the Inez dirt out. I'm kind of dying.
Yeah,
to see
exactly.
Thank you. Sorry, I needed to go through that a little more because I felt like it was going to play huge into the alibi, and we just didn't quite have it solidly down
Absolutely.
yet. Sorry.
So
Thank you.
So I'm thinking, yeah. So if it started at 11, he was on there for 50 minutes. That puts him there until 11:50 approximately.
Hmm.
Uh,
And
yeah.
there's no way in 20 minutes he could cross that much ground with that boyfriend of that woman's
No.
taking 3.5 hours to get to her. No way.
So
Not possible.
okay, so let's take a look at Inez's messages. All right. So it's saying, "Hey, I heard you went to Cell Studio the other day from neighbor next door, Bobby, Robbie, Robert, whatevs. What were you doing there? Cleaning up, snooping?" And then replies back with a little detective email.
Oh, that's awesome. I was trying to figure out what that email was.
Seriously though, I really don't have time for this dance. Just ask me. Why are you being so cold to me lately? Did I do something to you? You're totally shutting me out. Are you looking into Cell's death? Yes. Yes to what? To investigating?
And she
Sylvia,
hadn't
she
liked
was my
that.
friend too. Did you find anything? I don't want to talk about it. With me? You don't want to talk about it with me? Correct. Damn. Okay. Well, I don't want to step on your big chance to swoop in and save the day. Be sure you've thought all this through. You are doing serious damage to Cell's legacy and to MKML. YT.
Is that you think? Or is that something else?
I don't know. Also, you're doing damage to me. Every time I think about what happened to Cell, I want to die. How am I supposed to heal when you won't just leave it in the past? Seriously, I know you check your phone at work. I had a client. Tattoos don't draw themselves. I'm not doing this for me. I want to do right by Celestine, don't you? Oh my god, how could you even ask me that? So,
That sure don't make her look innocent, does it?
right. We also have some. That was at 2:13 p.m. We don't know. It says yesterday at 1:08 p.m. The screenshots were from 2:13 p.m.
Ooh, I just realized something. Sylvia's the one that did the little like button to yes to what investigating. Sylvia
Correct.
did a like button to that. I didn't quite connect that. I
Yes.
thought they were opposite. Yeah, that's funny.
And then all
We
right.
don't know
So we
which
also
day this was, do
have.
we?
Huh?
We don't know which day this was, do we?
No.
It just says yesterday at 1:08.
Correct. So we've got some screen grabs from the deep dives on social medias. Up next.
Wait, deep dive on social media.
Right, that's what she said that she did. She did some deep dives on social media.
There's that deeper dive podcasty thing that was in one of the teaser emails. Never mind, we're good.
Oh, okay.
I was very confused what I'd missed. Sorry.
So I think in your packet is a copy of this at least.
Okay.
All right, so we've got Jay. This is the one that we said is we started out saying was a lovesick puppy, but we think is actually developed into even more. Jay Harris on the 16th, 7:43 p.m. Getting her back tonight. Gonna look sharp when I walk in. Royal Street Social. You have been warned. Somebody commenting, Marcus saying, "Oh, Marcus, commenting, you walk there all the way there, and or sorry, you walk there, all the way there in that getup. You know it. I always arrive in style. What's up?
Claw.
Oh, yep. There you go. So that's definitely the claw because you got a
Sorry,
little
I
claw
was trying
thing.
to hold it in, but I was getting
All
very
right.
excited.
We've got, or you got no money for a cab as usual. Better go build some more floats. Why pay for wheels when God gave me feet for free? All right. We've got Nona Turner. So how do you get by when the whole world is against you, even your own family?
So this is a different
There are,
post, is what you're saying.
huh?
Is the Nona part a different
Yeah,
post?
that's a
Okay.
different post. It's on Nona's stuff.
Okay.
Sylvia did a like kind of a poll or did a dive into each suspect's social media.
Gotcha. So that was what Jay posted. Okay.
Correct. So she's pulling stuff from around the time of death, or not time of death, but around the date of the death as well. So Nona's stuff is from the 18th. So
2 days
2 days
later.
later, uh, the and then at 2:19 p.m. So how do you get by when the whole world is against you, even your own family? No, or there's no likes, no retweets, or whatever this birdler thing is, or shares. And then you've got comments. There's 4 comments, but it's all from her. Uh,
Is Bertle like the Twitter
yeah,
of, and then the Good Fence is more like the like next door of. Okay,
correct.
okay.
Yep.
Because I kept getting really confused, thinking I was mixing them
Um,
all up, but then there really are Good Fence posts, so I was very confused.
right. So then you've got had something that was extremely valuable yesterday. It disappeared. What kind of mother would do that to her own child? Unbelievable. Again, no comments, no likes, no re-Bertle tweet things. Uh, Again, commenting again, saying, I remember growing up in Huma, Mama Blanc would go through my things every night while I slept. You have to believe people can change. Or you want to believe people can change. Doesn't seem likely. Dave and I moved to NOLA just to get away from her, and look how well that worked. She followed us here because no matter what I do, she'll never leave me be. And then someone saying, a liar is a liar and a thief is a thief. All of these receiving no comments, no
Likes
likes.
nothing, like does not
Uh,
exist. It's
and
just
then her
sad.
finally commenting saying, even though it's only been a few minutes, so from 2:19 to 2:32, saying, okay, fine, nobody cares. I can see that. What else is new? Uh, Somebody or Derek commenting saying, it's only been about a month since you moved in with her, right? Maybe just give it some time. I'm only here because I have to be. Unless you've lost everything, you wouldn't understand. That means you can sit down and shut up.
Oh my god, that's so funny because that is such a thing that someone would say to their dog. Sit down and shut up. Like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, and he goes by the name Canine Pride 21.
Right?
Sit down and shut up, young boy.
I do find it odd that there's no like image for Derek.
So I will point this out. He commented on one of the posts Nona made that Cell had a photo of, like, on her desktop.
Okay.
So he made one of the comments. He had commented, "It's amazing how some people hold such hatred in their hearts," is
Okay.
what he had said for that. I recognize because the black image and the canine pride part. It took me forever to figure that out.
Right.
Like magnifying glass kind of
Okay.
stuff. It was ridiculous. I was determined.
So next up, we've got Cyril, 48. So late night stroll along the old family lane. This is on the 16th at 11 p.m. So
So that's
can't say that grandfather would love the condition it's in, but it's a beautiful evening nevertheless. Uh, Boo Boo come back to the party. This is from Breezy Bellwether. I'm sorry, how many times do I have to say it? Cyril commenting back at 11:16 p.m. Saying, "Relax. I said I needed to take some air. I'm at the pharmacy. See you back at my place."
so this is
With a little
interesting.
devil symbol.
Cyril was at the ladies' pharmacy Z's conjure shop at 11 something. 10 minutes later, so was Cell.
Okay.
So that's pretty close. They might
Yeah.
have collided. So,
Well, isn't that the one? Is that the one she said? Yeah, Rude as ever left just in time. So he left just in time before Cell got there.
oh, okay.
That's my guess.
So Breezy Bellwether. She's a makeup artist. She's also a server in one of his restaurants.
Okay.
And I can't. There's one other thing she is because
She's
the name
apparently his
cracked me
lover.
up. Apparently, which is
So,
absolutely hilarious.
okay.
Boo boo.
Right. So he was at the shop at right before Cell got there.
Hmm.
So that doesn't prove then that he wasn't at the cemetery at all.
Yeah, and I don't think we're trying to rule him in or out this episode, just based on the theory that the guy in the parade is the guy we're focused on.
What told you that 48 is not the person that was in the parade?
Because he was sounded young and handsome, and like that girl wanted him. Cyril's old, and no one really cares about him as much. He's an older
Well,
guy.
yeah, okay. So did they actually describe him like?
No, but Velma did. Velma McSorley was talking about how he stole her heart and what's his phone number. He has to be someone younger, is what I'm saying. Like the way Velma McSorley was talking about him, he
Oh,
was a hunk of burning love.
I think she didn't see him though. I think she was just commenting.
She did.
No, no, no. The one you're talking about is a different, or was the cell phone, right? Or is that the same mugging?
That's the same mugging.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the same exact mugging, yeah.
Okay.
It's just described from two different points of view. But no,
Okay.
Velma McSorley saw the Good Samaritan do what he did and was kind of smitten like a kitten with him.
Okay.
And just the way she verbally talked about him when she didn't describe him, she sounded like he was a younger,
Okay.
handsome
I thought you were
gentleman.
commenting on the current
I could be
Good Fences
wrong,
post that
but
we got, which
I'm
was saying you didn't happen to get his phone number, did you? That was the only information that we had. So
right. Again, she's got the hots for him, even though she just got married.
correct.
So
Okay.
to me, she's not going to be asking for Cyril's 48's phone number, who's been in
Never
town
know.
forever and ever.
Um,
Woman's intuition.
all right.
Just go with it.
All right. So Inez saying, "Can't believe the combo I just had." This is some people won't see reason no matter what you do. So this is on the 16th at 10:46 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Where
I'm
is
going Jackson Square. Oh God, Cody, you're gonna kill me. Jackson Square is number 20. Number 20 is straight down.
well, it's looking, okay, so this was at 1 p.m. So I don't think she's talking about
What time?
this was at 1:08 p.m. So I don't think she's talking about the
That's
just accidentally closed it.
I'm confused. That's from when
Okay, so I'm saying is I don't think she's talking about the conversation between her and Cell. This
she is.
She's saying just had this combo.
Right.
That's at 10:46 p.m. The combo she had at Cell was at 1 p.m.
No. That's not with Cell. That's with Sylvia. That's after
Sorry,
she
Sylvia,
died.
not Cell.
Yeah.
Sylvia. So I think this is from.
This is from way after when the investigation's going on.
Okay, so what I meant to say was I don't think she's talking about the conversation from this.
She wouldn't be because that happened at least 3 to 5 months after this.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, so this is like the night Cell died.
Right.
That is like 2 to 3 months into the investigation that Syl has launched.
Ah, okay.
And neighbor guy was saying, hey, Syl's been over here. Well, Syl went over to the studio a month or two after we got involved. So that is like very current. This is from the night Cell died.
Okay.
And what I'm thinking of this is, so Inez had asked Cell to meet her at Royal Street, whatever, not studios, but the Royal Street bar, whatever it's
Right.
called, social, Royal Street Social. And so they agreed to meet there, but Cell had tried to kill two birds with one stone. She knew Inez was wanting to pick a fight with her, and she also was really wanting to get Jay off her back. So I think she invited Jay to join her at 8 o'clock so that Inez couldn't unload on her right away, and she would have a public space to break up with Jay once and for all.
Yeah.
So she did the whole breakup with Jay, humiliated him in front of everybody. He ran away crying.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got Cell and Inez. Now they go through their knockdown drag out, and
That's
from
right.
what Sylvia describes it as, it was a very, very loud, screamy vocal event. Like they were both arguing and bantering back and forth, and I could totally see all that drama taking place over 1 or 2 hours. So if they showed up at 8, 10, 10:30ish, I could see when they were leaving. Okay. And Cell tore out of the building crying, like left like in a hurry, upset. It doesn't say when Inez left.
So Inez, this is saying at 11:15 p.m. that she is in the middle of Jackson Square, which, and then leaving at the end saying, tonight things change for good. Now that's at 11:15 p.m. So that's still 10 minutes. Did you find where Jackson Square was?
Yeah, it's the number 20. It's straight center. It's straight center on the left. If you know where the Bourbon King stuff,
Oh,
Street
okay.
stuff was straight
All the way
down.
down here.
Yeah.
So,
But if she was there at 11:15, again, I don't know if she could have gotten all the way up to that cemetery. I'm trying to see if there's another route that goes right through there.
what is this thing called? Birdle?
Birdle, yeah.
Birdl, or
Birdle.
DLR.
Oh, Birdler. I thought it was
Birdler?
Birdle, sorry.
Okay. I thought it was too.
2, 11, 4, 11, 6, 8. She said she was in Jackson Square at what time?
11:15 p.m.
I guess if she really hooked it, she may have been able to make it. It depends on how quickly the fair crowd or the route crowd dissipates, because the parade part, it would have been about 11:10 to 11:20 that it was in the area of the you know what? That's why no one hears a gunshot. The parade probably drowned out the gunshot.
Probably all the music and everything
That
else.
is exactly what it is. Yeah. So doing the math on that. So I don't know if Inez could have made it back up there or not, because it depends on if the crowd was still staying put or if they opened the street back up after the parade went through that part.
Right, because that parade started over where
the parade started
at St. Peter or St. No,
left
at
1 square, up 2 squares. It is at the intersection
Toulouse Street.
Where the 8 is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So parade route started there and went up. Yeah, so she would have to go around the parade route and everything else.
Well, if she stayed down here to 11:15, that parade route at 11:15 would have been all the way over here going up.
Yeah.
So she could have cut straight up, but it just depends on the people. That's the thing. The people aren't going to dissipate that fast. We see anything like fireworks and all kinds of stuff. People don't move that fast.
So could she have made it there within 50 minutes?
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't think we're not going to be able to eliminate Inez.
I will say this though, Ashley Platt is Inez's number 2. So Ashley Platt will basically do everything she can to affirm Inez, and she will just like suck up to her. She's basically like her mean girl number 2.
Right.
No, seriously, like she also is on the post on Cell's computer.
Right.
Sucking up to everybody. She's just very needy.
If you want to go over the next section of Pirate Bros, rest in peace, Chubbs.
No. I'm so excited. He's so handsome.
I know. That's why I read the rip part.
Oh,
just because I knew you were getting so excited about him.
So sad.
I didn't want you to get too far attached.
I am very attached. He wears a little bit of cowboy hats. How can you not be attached to that? All right. So this is on the day before Cell died. Rest in peace, Chubbs. Gone to that jungle in the sky too soon. Tomorrow's bar crawl will be held in his honor. Maybe we'll even anoint his successor. So that must have been their mascot, is my suspicion. So that was 2 days before, or 1 day before she died. Let's see. Oh, new Pirate Bros mascot to be announced soon. Watch this space. Okay. And that was February 17th. So that's the day after Cell died. Emily, Roger, can't wait. The Pirate Brothers respond back, hey, Emily, no one cares. Aww. And then, oh my god. And then another Pirate Bros thing. Really sorry, babe, that was Dylan, not me. So apparently Mason is dating Emily. That's my suspicion there. That's pretty funny. And then Daniela Morales posted update question mark on March 1st because they never posted anything. Oh, that's pretty good. You missed it.
Yeah.
So Dragon died. They announced new mascot coming soon. This is like 12 hours after Cell's body's found, whatever. And then Emily Roger goes, can't wait. And so then one of the Pirate Brothers goes, hey, Emily, no one cares. To which the other Pirate Bro goes, hey, sorry, babe, that was Dylan, not me, Em.
Oh my gosh.
So Mason and Emily must be a thing. And then Daniela Morales pops in out of nowhere. Update, question mark on the 1st. Kind of wondering where the mascot is and what the mascot is.
Right.
So that's pretty funny.
All right. Mirror? No.
She's like, give me cookies and no one will get hurt.
She's taking off running. All right.
Okay, so we're still missing some, right? We still have more to do?
Yeah. No, that's it for those. Um,
What are these then?
what or what?
Under the under good fences. What's all this?
Oh, I thought we did those already.
I don't think we did we?
I don't have those printed or downloaded, so I missed those.
No, that's okay.
Let me see.
Sorry.
Usually
We
anything
did the
new.
Birtle ones, not the good fences ones.
Usually anything new is added at the end of the stuff.
Oh,
What
I
the fuck is a
see.
gator under my cousin's house? Did we have this one already? We
So the
already read
Gator
that one,
one we
right?
did. It's the
Yeah.
second set.
Okay, the
Those.
post two.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are the ones we haven't done yet. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. Did not realize these were here. So let me work on getting these downloaded, chat, and I will get them numbered and uploaded. This is gonna take me a moment.
This is the one downside of doing things on the fly with you guys. Sometimes we can't figure out where the story's headed, so it'll be interesting. I do remember while you're doing that, there is one other thing. I do remember someone saying the Pirate Bros do a lot of stuff together, but one of the other things that one of them did is one of them went to kind of respect her. They went to either her funeral or like the after thing. Let me see here. Thank you, everything. Blah blah blah. Sylvia help. Blah blah.
These won't be in one file, chat, so it's gonna be because I usually when I have to download these are all like images rather than PDFs. So I have to normally use my other account and be able to actually log in and create a PDF from all of these. So it's going to be several files. There's 8 of them. And unfortunately, you will have to open up each individual one rather than being able to just scroll through. But we'll get, let's see. Okay. Let me grab this, the digital file stuff first. We're going to label these as number 10 and number 11.
Okay, so Dylan went. So of the two Pirate Brothers, Dylan went to Celestine's memorial funeral area thing, or maybe it was the Actually, I think it was actually the Bywater event. Sorry. So Dylan went to that, but Mason did not. That's funny. I have to say one thing about the Pirate Brothers. They don't really care about anybody else besides themselves, and they do not care about offending anybody. They are just all kinds of mischievous.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if I can get all these placed in here.
Do you want me to start reading some of them?
Yeah, that's fine.
You want me to start doing that while you're working on them? Okay, so good fences. So much more drama, gossip, blogging, everything. It's so much fun. All right, so this one's from Carol Slide, which is a new name I do not recognize. This is not what I moved to NOLA for. Can any of my NOLA native friends explain to me why it is so cold down here? I decided to move south. I was expecting sunshine and rain all day and night. I was expecting sunshine and not rain, or sunshine and rain all day and night. A paradise, not this borderline winter storm weather every night. The heat in my building never really works too, so now I'm just stuck here using the TV static for warmth. Sadie Landry posts, it's exactly 58 degrees. How's that cold? Edit. Also, it's freaking February. Gina Larb
Right?
jumps in on this one too. I think Gina and Jean are like, oh my god, there's so much. Or sorry, I think Gina is hilarious on the roasting people.
Okay.
Yeah, on behalf of all the Crescent City, sorry to disappoint you. You should have moved to Miami.
Right? So this is February 16th.
Oh, you know what? Could this be known as Mom?
Carol Slime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because Nona
possibly.
Turner's her married name. I think she kept it. I don't know. She
Okay.
just sounds like a very crass, grouchy old lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the Carol Sly 91 made me wonder if that was her age or something weird. You know what I mean?
maybe.
Because if Nona was like in her 40s, then her mom being 91 would be pretty legit.
Yeah,
So
that's very possible.
I don't know.
All right, so next one looks
You
like
got 'em all done?
is
You
your
good?
Rat Eats. Is that right? Your Rat Eats driver is not paid by the hour.
Oh, thank you. I heard your rat eats. I'm like, oh,
No,
where
Rad
was the
eats.
rat being the new mascot? That's absolutely funny for a pirate to have a rat as a mascot.
Right?
Sorry, following you
All
now.
right. So this is from John Dupree. Brother John is gone. PSA: Your Rad Eats driver is not paid by the hour. So I sometimes drive for Rad Eats on the weekends just to bring a little cash in. Usually the pay's pretty good. It gets me moving. I ride my bike most of the time, and I end up meeting some fairly interesting people in town. But yesterday was not it. I had to bike all the way over by the Rusty Rainbow Bridge with one of the largest orders I have ever seen come through this app, and these customers had the audacity to try and scam me out of my hard-earned money. Nuh-uh, they messed with the wrong one that day. I don't know what came over me, but I suddenly developed the patience of a saint. I sat there the full 45 plus minutes. They kept laying into me, two of them, about nobody coming to their party or whatever, and it being unfair and blah blah blah. When they finally finished, I just said that'll be 42.50, and wouldn't you know it, I got the full amount and tip. Irregardless, I just wanted to let all y'all know that Rad East doesn't cover us drivers if and when jerks decide to cancel an order after it's been picked up. Something like that happened to me last summer, and I'm still mad. This chick ordered a snowball from that store in Bell Chase, and I didn't notice the address somewhere in Metairie. You think the ice lasted the drive over? Nah, and you know what? That woman was just as angry, anyways. Like she didn't just order a ball of ice to go. All right.
So that is really interesting because that is telling us that on sometime on the day of Cell's death, most likely the pirate bros ordered a lot of food and tried to get it for free.
Yeah, very possible.
Which is interesting. I don't think they say he's at a time, unfortunately,
No.
but yeah. Oh, it might be Enzo. Sorry, I saw the dog post. Enzo.
Enzo's still missing
Oh
in
no.
quarter reward. Hey y'all, Ted and I are still on the lookout for our boy Enzo. I know some of y'all must think we're crazy for keeping on, but I have hope he's out there somewhere. For all I know, he could be cuddling up over a bowl of spaghetti, and there's nothing to worry about. But I've got no proof yet, and every day that passes is just another day without our baby. Just to put it out again, he's a papillion thing. What? It's not. I'm not saying it right, am I? That's what. No, that's what I read it as because there's too many L's, and so I think there's an I and there's not an I. I get it. I don't say words right. It's fine.
I really thought you were just screwing with me.
This is what I have to deal with, chat. All right. I say words. My wife thinks that I can't talk and laughs her ass off at me, and it's such a loving relationship.
This is where you start signing "Help me." I really thought you were messing with me. I thought you were doing that to get a rise out of me. I really did.
This is where I give the chat the oh my god eyes.
Were you really? You were really trying to mess with me, weren't you?
No, I read it. I just read it.
Okay.
Like I legitimately read it, and I misread it because there's an I and two L's, and I think there's another I, and I automatically start to read it as papillion. And I know it's not papillion. I just misread it. I'm sorry.
I'm really sorry, babe. I'm
so
sorry.
think big fluffy ears for a pylon. All right, there. I don't know.
It's French. It's papillon. You're fine.
Whatever.
I'm sorry.
I can't read it.
I legitimately thought you were screwing with me, so I thought you were actually making a joke on me for once. Because your family is the fullest family of tricksters I've ever met.
With only
I thought you were screwing with me.
So puppy with only 3 legs. And then let's see. Y'all, he's real hard to miss, so if you see him, just reach out to us. I promise we're good for the reward. While I'm at it, I have to give a shout out to, let's see, where was that? To everyone who's been helping us so far, especially Nona Turner. She's been such a light in our life. I adopted Enzo from her rescue, so when he got out, she was the first one I called. When I told her Enzo had gone missing that night, she jumped to action. Heck, she's the one that put together a search party at Canal and Rampart and had everybody spread out in groups of 1 or 2 to cover the most ground. No, we are so grateful to you. Let's see.
So we first got loose on St. Anne, which is like right where the cemetery is, down one street. It's like a side street. But I'm trying to find Canal and Rampart, and I'm not seeing that.
Okay.
No? Rampart's huge.
I don't have that up. Well, I mean, I don't have that up.
Okay. Rampart's huge. It goes right by the cemetery she died at.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to find where. Huh. Oh well. Sorry, I was trying to match where Nona and all the crew was.
Oh, Canal's the big street.
Where?
26.
Oh my god, I feel so stupid. Okay, so
So she started the search party there. Did the dog go missing on the night of?
yes, got loose in the PM. The night Cell died.
Okay.
Her husband was chasing the dog up St. Anne Street, which is a tiny off street just south of the cemetery. So like
Okay.
right here.
Do we know what time?
We don't. We just know evening.
Okay.
Quote, and her husband was chasing him until he got short of breath and had to stop because he has a condition called AFib.
Okay.
Random. No, she never
So
said time.
Becca commenting down at the bottom saying, "Oh yes, Nona helped us find a new home for our boy Duke." When we had to temporarily move up to Alexandria, definitely recommended. Okay, so
Which is so fun when people dump their animals just because they move somewhere.
right. Okay,
Bothersome.
we've got the next one is I can't stop dreaming about that kind stranger. So this is a little bit more from Velma McSorley. All right, so where did this go? There we go.
I'm sorry, I'm just so entertained by Velma McSorley's lustly in this life.
Right. So we've got I can't stop dreaming about that kind of stranger. God help me, but I've had 4 dreams in the last week about that good Samaritan that tried to stop that mugging. I'm becoming obsessed. He gets more handsome in each dream. I mean, you all should have seen him. Never in my life have I witnessed such a hero. I need to find him if I can. I was going through my bag and found the necklace he left behind. I had completely forgot the thing until I saw it again. I want to return it to him. I remember I picked it up thinking it belonged to the woman, but she said it wasn't hers, so it's got to be his, right? It's a long chain necklace with a golden pendant shaped like a claw.
So it is the handsome devil himself, Jay the Creepy
If
Pants.
anyone knows how I can get in contact with him, I'd love to hear it. Bo saying, now you know you ought to stop all this. That man was probably in on the game, sweetheart. No way, you didn't see how beat up he was. He tried to brush it off, but I could tell he was clearly hurting. He was practically limping away. No, I've got to agree with Bo here. It's not that uncommon for muggers to pair together and stage a fake rescue, according to my boyfriend. All this, or at the same time, if that were the case, they must be awfully bad at it to end up losing both the phone and his necklace.
Lol.
Right? So it sounds like from this post then that we've identified it as Jay as being the person that was on the parade float
Which
route.
one I was suspicious of just based on how they were describing
Yeah.
him because Dylan and Mason have never come across as selfless. Like they're not the
Right.
kind of people that are going to step out to help someone else. They're selfish
agree.
buttheads that literally say their crew will die with them. They will never announce it to the captain. Like they're just jerks that just love to be jerks for
Right.
the sake of it. Yeah.
So we've got about 4 more of these to go through real quick. So we'll try to get through these very quickly, and then we'll submit that name and see if we are correct. All right. So second worst night ever from TJ Richards, Prairie Doc. Okay, does anyone want to tell me what time the parades are supposed to stop? Because I thought we all agreed on winding things down early enough that respectable people can get some decent sleep. I get you all like to party down here, but come on, not everyone wants to listen to a bunch of rowdy 20-somethings growing or throwing up outside their fair B&B this time of night. For those who think I shouldn't be complaining as a guest, whatever happened to Southern hospitality? Smack my head.
You get it? You get it?
Get what?
TJ Richards. I think he was from Mallory Rock.
Oh, was he?
He's that grouchy guy that had seen the argument outside of his home.
Oh, okay.
I think I have to double check myself. I'm pretty sure TJ Richards might have relocated from Mallory Rock at some point
Nice.
to this. Because he again is complaining about people being loud outside of his home. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Because before it was the worst night ever because Beth and the other guy were arguing outside of his house and he couldn't sleep and he was all fussy about it.
Right. So, oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Yeah. So, all right. So somebody calling him a party pooper. What do you mean? We're not even from here, or you're not even from here. I'm actually so glad they started having a few late parades for those of us that work during our usual favorites. Right?
Okay, so yeah, he's not even from here. So again, that That is super freaking hilarious. Because yeah, at Prairie Doc was his thing. I think back when he was in Mallory Rock, and so
Okay.
now it's at Prairie Doc Nola.
Okay.
It's a throwback. Hunter Killer loves to do Easter eggs from their
Hmm.
old episodes into new stuff. So that's so fun. This is a throw to Mallory Rock. Too much fun.
Absolutely. All right. Local legend sighting. I've done it. I finally done it. I got my very own picture of the Crawdaddy. All right. Standing there, it looks like with a cape on. For those that don't know, I'm the collector of Crawdaddy paraphernalia. Paraphernalia. If you've got one of his famous comics or a picture or a lock of his belly hair, I'll buy it. I also accept any photos of
Ooh.
Crawdaddy in action fighting one of his nemesis, the repeat offenders of impropriety. So let's celebrate our one and only shellfish inspired hero by joining together and sharing our memories of this ever present vigilante. Lord, if that ain't the blurriest picture I ever seen. Yo, this one time I met the man in person and he straight up handed me a po' boy from his pocket. Yeah, right. I was lucky enough to witness his battle with the pirate twins last year and got this great action pick.
It looks like he's in a battle with one of them. The other's just like, nah.
Right? Uh, does this count? I saw the other day at like 3 a.m. Drugs, man. I want whatever they're having. I'm curious. Look, there's like this shadow figure next
Mm-hmm.
to the tree.
Wait, where are you looking at the dark photo or something
Yeah, the
else?
dark photo. There's
Yeah,
a
there's like a
shadow.
person right here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
All right. JP Gaines also commenting on this and saying drugs, man. All right. Gene Lindell, was this the night, or this night of the 16th, morning of the 17th, after the late night parades? I think I saw it climbing out of a dumpster. Thought it was a swamp monster or something.
Hmm.
Never fear, little crawbabies. I have my eye stalks on a swivel, looking out for anyone in need. Thank you, CD.
Thank you, Crawdaddy.
Yep.
That's interesting. Crawling out of a dumpster.
Yeah.
So why would he be hiding in a dumpster?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
All right. And then we've got winner chicken dinner. Who dat crispy for the win. Fried chicken wars have ended, and we'd like to congratulate the winner, 48s, on a hard fought victory. To all our crispy birds out there, these results don't discourage us, they just make us crispier. Who dat crispy for the win? Eddie Serratella and his amazing team at Who Dat Crispy Bird were robbed. Like I said before, 48 serves deep fried rats. Congrats to Cyril on the and the fine folks at 48 for a well-deserved win. I heard that in honor of their victory, they're premiering a new line of microwavable, ready-in-minute meals so that you enjoy 48's home pickings without even leaving the house. I, for one, can't wait to try. Tracy Stevens saying, that is so nasty.
That is pretty nasty. Fried rat to go.
All right. Trash treasure findings number 681. Here's the latest and greatest from the wisest of guises. In this edition, you'll tell me I found myself in a rare position. I don't really know what this thing I found is. I found it on my usual route, not detected by the new metal detector. It was behind some loose brick that very easily came out with a little shimmy. Now, I first thought it might have been a doll or a hoodoo talisman, but I'm not sure. So I thought I'd ask, is this worth anything? You tell me. P.S. If you don't know, find somebody who does is one of my trademarked good finds, good tips. And if you'd like some more, send me an email at goodfindsguy@vumail.io. Let's see if we can we click on that?
I'm pretty sure we can. He let us email him before.
Yeah,
It's like a newsletter because that's how we got the Halloween or like the doll mask, the creepy doll child
that's
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Let me
Is
open
this the
that up in
guy's
here.
belly hair though? Is that what this is, or is this something else?
No, I don't think that's belly. That's definitely not belly hair.
I was wondering. I was wanting to make
Uh,
sure because that was really gross
this
and
is
creepy.
number 8. It is clickable. Uh, boom.
I love these freaking emails. They're
Send.
so funny.
All right, so we just got another email from Good Find Guy 59. All right, so let's read the rest of this real quick.
So watch how many Z's are in this. I'm telling you, this is Monsieur Zeppo Ooh La La. Or
Right?
Ah La La. That's
Probably.
how the clown guy.
All right. Let's see. Saying Cynthia DeBosch saying that's definitely not it. You need to go put that back right now. This. If it's dangerous, I can definitely sell it to somebody. One of these days, you're gonna end up cursed. Smack my head or shake my head. One of the two.
Either way, it's about right.
All right. Here is the email from Good Finds Guy 59. All right, hey, Good Finders, your old pal and mentor has had some difficult times this past month. So sorry if this one's a little light. So sorry if this one's a little light. I know you're all counting on these tips. Oh, so here's a few more nuggets of wisdom. Number one, go where the money is. Rich people got good stuff stashed away, and half the time don't even remember. Look for areas with a lot of old rich people and go to their garage sales and estate auctions. You'll thank me. Number two, do your research. Every state and city in this country has a long list of legendary old stuff that's out there somewhere, probably sitting upside down in some goofball's basement. Knowing what to look out for is what separates the finders from the seekers. If you're a NOLA local like myself, read up on local lore, like the old nails from the windows of the Ursuline convent, the horseshoes hammered by Pierre Lafitte, and the last remaining bottle of whatever that is, purple potion, but purple liquid.
Silent absinthe.
Ah, there have been scores of scammers over the years, but every now and then the genuine articles make a pro like you or me a millionaire. Number three, don't be afraid to say no deal. If the deal's no good, don't take it. You lose more buying a bad flip than walking away with what you already got in your pockets. Good finds, best finds. Antique alligator skin boots, genuine dino skin boots by way of a secondhand store in Slidell. Great shape and already broken in. This fine bit of craftsmanship can be yours for just $800. Chat, you got to act now. Here is a quick little shot of those alligator skin boots here for you right there. Let's see, anything
That was not what I was
fancy?
expecting. Those look like female boots, not male boots. Look at those heels. Those are definitely not guy boots, I don't think. Look at the clasp. That's interesting.
Wow.
Does your email finish? Because mine looks like something got cut off.
On the main email down at the bottom?
Yeah, so it does. Yeah.
All right, so we also got antique Zydeco button accordion. So sometimes going off the beaten path gets you a gem. This beauty's a 1952 Cajun accordion from the master himself, Sidney Brown. This is as rare as finds get and is priced at $2,500. I can't stand the sound of it, but I'm looking forward to hearing cha-ching when it sells. Won't fetch as good a price as the squeeze box belonging to old Zeppo La La La, the Tour Le Buffoons clown, or that Tour to Le Buffoons clown, but it'll do.
Telling ya.
Yeah, he probably is. He probably is. All right. So there we go. We got that.
That is pretty cool, though.
And then that's it from that one, from the Good Finds guy.
That is awesome.
All right.
I think that's it, right? So is that really a talisman? Like, I'm like trying to figure out what this thing is.
I'm guessing that it's some kind of talisman of some.
Oh, wait,
it's got
like
so it's a lock of hair that's been tied together, but because of the way it is, and it's got a bag of some stuff next to it.
Okay.
So with Cynthia, Cynthia DeBosch commenting saying that's definitely not it. I'm saying
it's like bad.
Yeah, like you need to put it back. Yeah.
What if the comfort doll is the guy who was complaining about people being loud outside of his fake Airbnb place?
Huh?
What if the guy with the comfort doll is the guy that is complaining about people being loud outside of his Airbnb or whatever.
Probably.
That's so
Because he's a
funny.
tourist, so it's
Yeah,
him. It's probably TJ Richards.
that is hilarious.
So, all right.
Spend it wisely this time. Leger. What's the Leger?
All right. Uh-oh. There we go.
Colt's Foot Angel 1:45 a.m.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay,
Well, I don't see any
so
mentioning of hair. I was trying to figure out if there's a
right
giant chunk of hair.
now,
We're saying Jay?
that's what my guess is going to be. Is Jay? What is Jay's last name?
I think it's Harris. I'm checking. Harris, Harris.
So yeah, because I'm gonna say that yeah, Jay couldn't have made it by in time from where he got dropped off at, because I think wasn't there a post? It said that it takes 2 minutes a block as well for
Yeah.
pedestrian
I
traffic.
think that was
So
not
that
Sylvia
many
said.
that many blocks, there's no way. There's no way that he would have made it.
Yeah.
So do we, it said it was Richards, is that what you said?
No, Harris.
Harris, that's right.
J A
Jay
Y
Harris.
space
Okay.
Harris. Yeah. I'm just gonna reread the purple potion thing while you're working on that.
Okay.
No one knew where Mayor Pepita's Laveau potion came. Which
Contact, new message, cleared. Okay, so we were typing in Jay Harris. We are going off of that, and boom. All right, here we go. So let me get a screenshot of this.
Oh my gosh,
wait, hold
the
on.
datura flower is actually mentioned in this Mayor Pepitas article. It's moonflower or Jimson weed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Well, that makes more sense to you.
Uh, those are two things I've heard of before. Datura I've never heard of before.
Okay. All right, so let me grab. There we go. Now we can see all of it in this email. All right, so that's in the Discord now too. That we eliminated the suspect. Insane, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. All right. So we've got You're so right. Jay was the bystander in that mugging, and since he left the crew of Avalon float when it hit Chartres Street, so you were correct, it was crew of Avalon. Around 11:50, so we were right about that time. There's no way he could have walked to the cemetery by 12:10. I can totally see him on the Avalon King's float, wondering what the hell is going on, but enjoying the attention anyway. At least it's good to know he had nothing to do with Cell's death. After I got your message, I really couldn't decide on whether or not to call Jay. I mean, if his relationship with Celestine wasn't enough of an example, I've heard plenty of stories about how he unintentionally drains the time and energy out of people. Would it even be worth it? Honestly, I wasn't sure he could help if he wanted to. But after thinking about it, I decided to call him anyway, at least to have another person to talk to about the investigation. Fortunately, Jay told me that he still got his job as a float builder and plenty of connections in the various crews around here. He assured me that he would get as much as he could from the dens of our remaining suspects and circle back to me as soon as possible. In the meantime, I'm going to check out my own crew and potentially follow up with Inez. Fingers crossed everything goes well. I'll pack up everything we find and mail it over to you ASAP. Talk soon, Sylvia. So there we go.
Mm.
So we'll head over here to the debriefing room and close out this episode 3 of Royal Street. Definitely some more interesting dirt and stuff about some people. The great thing is, are you finding out more information?
I'm trying my hardest to figure out what this hairy creature bag thing is. It just has me absolutely fascinated. But I'm trying to deep dive into the world of voodoo, and it's not exactly the easiest to understand. Because every 2 words you got to look up somehow.
I think I have a red marker in here. I do. There we go. All right, so we've got so Jay is eliminated from the suspect list.
Can I just still say he's creepy AF? But I had a feeling we were going to eliminate him.
Just he absolutely is. Absolutely creepy still. Okay. But you know, especially with this basically stalking and everything else. So we were able to eliminate Jay. We were able to determine that the time of death for Celestine was between 11:25 p.m. and 12:10 a.m. Out at the cemetery. So we've at least got now a location of death and now a timeline of death as well. And now we're down to 5 suspects with 3 episodes remaining. So we might be, I guess, next episode possibly eliminating 2 more. Maybe no, it'll be 1. It'll probably be one, and then have maybe 3 left on the last episode.
Yep.
So definitely make sure you catch up if you've missed anything for episode 1, episode 2, or episode 3. Make sure you just go back into the playlist on the YouTube channel and check those videos out, and check out any of our other content as well over there too. And then don't forget, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, tell them all about it, and check out Hunt a Killer as well. So all the links for everything will be down in the description down below. The Discord link. We are affiliates with Hunt a Killer as well. So while this video is not sponsored by Hunt a Killer, we do have an affiliate link. So if you are interested in checking out anything by Hunt a Killer, please feel free. Don't feel that you have to, but please feel free to check that link out down below in the description, and be able to go from there. I'm excited for episode 4. So that should be episode 4. Should be coming up in a couple of weeks. Because we did off the record 2 times in a row. So we're gonna, I think, have to do Royal Street 2 times in a row possibly. But we'll see once we get the next box in. Yeah. So we may do the final episode of Off the Record next, but we'll see. Pay attention to Discord, pay attention to Twitter, and all of those updates will be coming out on those.
I'm thinking we'll do the final box of Off the Record. That's much longer. I'm sorry. I'm just going to put it out there right now. If I put it out to them, you can't change your mind.
Right. So
please don't tease me. Don't
right.
Do
exactly. So we will see what happens and just go from there. So this episode was a blast. It was a lot of fun. Thank you all for coming out and hanging out with us. As always, make sure you stay safe and stay strange. All right. Finishing out there with a dad joke. Who did the wizard marry? His ghoul friend. Very Halloween-centric dad joke there. I really like it. Thank you, Katie, for that last dad joke there towards the end. So I hope you all have a fantastic day and stay safe, stay strange.